Move's Adventures in Minecraft.
Hi, welcome back to Move's Adventures in Minecraft. Um, what are we going to do today? Well, this is episode 2, uh, and I've got some bits and pieces to go over with you. So, let's see where today's adventures are going to take us. Let's just jump out of the boat. Obviously, this here is the Athenian. The Athenian was the boat that was used to do the journey from Rome across the sea to Athens, and hopefully a little bit later on I'll be showing you some of that stuff on a map that I've already recorded, and I'm hoping to integrate into the video. We'll see how that comes out. I've also got myself a sort of semi-script that I put together for this one. I don't actually know how that's going to work, especially as I've just discovered that the script is sort of halfway on the other page and I can't really read it, so to be able to get to it, I've got to pause the game, which is what I'm going to do now. So let me just move that across. Again, these are all learning opportunities for myself. Ooh, nice. I can't resist it. I've got to kill it because I love a bit of black dye. There we go. Okay then. So what have we got? Well, actually, I've had some suggestions. Massive thank you to all of you that have watched the first video. You will possibly have noticed that I've now renamed the video, and the video series are Move's Adventures in Minecraft. Um, this is obviously episode 2, and a suggestion that was passed to me in the comments by Sulop, I'm actually going to go with. So this here is the stairs down to the mine. Remember yesterday, or in the previous episode, for me it was yesterday, in the previous episode, I showed you the train track. Well, this here is the doorway. This is where we started. Now, I'm also hoping and planning to actually put the world up online. How I'm going to do that as yet, I don't know. So if you've got any ideas or suggestions, please pop them in the comments below. Zip the world up, pop it up there, so then you can explore it yourself. I do believe that the way that works, you would actually spawn in as my character. I think I'm jumping to that conclusion because, believe it or not, the character that I'm using now is actually the second Minecraft character that I've played this world on. The first one, as happens to many of us, lost the account details, computer played up, so I've had to buy a new character. Luckily, I got the world, so in I went. The world itself is very much in survival mode. All the achievements are still possible to be seen. And again, if you want to see my achievements, I'm happy to share them with you. Put some comments below. So, Move's Adventures in Minecraft Episode 1 started here, hence the orange square on the wall. What I'm going to do as part of this is I'm going to be putting up my fire towers. I've already made some bits and pieces that are ready that I'll show you shortly, and I'm also going to go across my full stack so you understand how I play. Let me just show you this room here before we move away from Athens, which is what we're planning to do at the end of this episode. When I set up a Minecraft station, I always use the same format. I put my workbench in. I'll then have a box, which is my under 64s, so theoretically that can go in there, though I'm actually going to add that to the one upstairs, and then I have a 64s box. Always do the same thing. If it's an important area, an area that I'm working often, I'll then put a nether chest in. I also like to put in the furnaces in groups of 8, and I'm very big into running these via lava buckets. As you'll probably know, one bucket of lava will work 64 of whatever you're looking to put into the furnace. So obviously if you're smelting iron or gold or cactus, one bucket of lava will do that. And as you won't be aware, just down here, might as well show you, is a little lava area, which is what I will use to fill up my buckets. Drop boxes. I place these all over the environment because I tend to have a standard set of tools that follow my character around. This is my current standard layout, so I always have my sword here, and I know we went over these yesterday. My food's always here, my torches are always here. Would be interested to see how your layouts work. And then across the top inside, because I obviously have infinity on my bow, I prefer infinity over mending. I tend to have arrows starting at 1, and then over time they sort of build themselves up. Always carry my shears, bucket of milk, very, very useful. Water, obs, diamond hoe, I've had that for a while. Flint and steel, oak signs, we are going to be using those. I like to carry chests and item frames. I'm quite big into my item frames. So, what's the plan for today? Well, we're going to make some flags. As I sort of mentioned before, in the skulker boxes, I've got a set of flags. So I've come up with a design for Athens. I've also done a little bit of work offline before the recording, because you'll probably notice I'm now at level 39. Some of you might be screaming, why have you got such high levels? Well, I haven't actually put in the facility to upgrade the armor here, so I'll just keep them racking up. And as I've mentioned before, I'm one of these people that tends to stay alive for quite a long time. This is the Athens flag. I've made a couple, placed one there, I've placed the other one on the other side of the nether, and I've also placed one on the entrance over there. Oh, nearly night time, that's good. Okay, what's next on today's list? Well, let's have a little look. Ooh, flag making. So I prepared a drop box. This is what we're going to be taking with us when we leave Athens. I am going to be asking, especially at the end of the video, once we've done the map thing, hopefully done the map thing, I'm going to let you choose whether when we leave Athens at the end of this video, we're going to turn south and follow the coast and see what we find, or whether we're going to turn north. How we're going to do the voting, I don't know yet, but that will be put into the video. I might place a vote up, vote down, north and south, and then depends on the votes. That's how we go. I think that's probably how we're going to go with it. But first of all, we're going to make our flags. Athens. Night time, and as you'll be aware, I am on full survival mode, so night time is a scary time because it's very easy to get creepered. Very, very easy. You'll also notice I've cut down the wood because I needed some wood. That was one of the other things I did. So let's go up here. You know what I'm going to do? It's night time. I take no chances. Let's just sleep before we make these banners. Okay then. So, Athens. I did a bit of research into the flag of Athens, and hopefully sometime about here, either on the left or the right, I will be popping up the flag that I found. We can't match that flag, sadly. Minecraft doesn't seem to have that, well, understandably doesn't have that capability, so I'm going to go with a reasonably close copy, or the nearest I can, without obviously adding any of the templates down here. So this is the one we're going to go for. And we're going to make 16 of those by pressing the shift button down, and there we go. So there are our flags for our journey. Right, wonderful. One final thing we need to do, 9 minutes into the video, one final thing we need to do before we come to the end, and I add the mapping information, is make a boat. As I've mentioned, the boat that's sort of over there in the harbour, I'm going to leave that here. That's an important boat for me. I will potentially come back, or the next time I come back to Athens. No, be strong, Nova. I'm not going to take that out. Okay, let's turn that into black dye. And my dyes are saved here. As I mentioned about my skulker boxes, already I know this is going to be over 10 minutes. Sorry, folks. as I've mentioned in my Skulker boxes, I tend to carry bits and pieces that are important. So I've started recently adding a dies section, the aim of which is to have close to 64 of each of these dies in there, and then when of course I get over that, I will then store them at the city state that I'm at the time. So that's sort of the format. So we got 64 of them, so they will go into my box here. See, this is such a busy site that I've got two of these on the 64s. You'll notice I've got the raw iron and the raw gold not turned into iron and gold, because I now tend to leave them raw till I get a 64, cook them up in a furnace, and then they go nicely away in storage until I need them. So we've got that there. Okay,